What is the central theme of Paradise Lost?
The central theme is the justification of God's ways to humanity. Milton explores obedience to divine authority, the consequences of disobedience, and the role of free will in shaping destiny.
How does Milton portray Satan in the epic?
Satan is portrayed as ambitious, charismatic, and tragically flawed. His famous lines, "Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven," show his pride and defiance. He is both villain and anti-hero, magnificent in defeat yet morally corrupt.
What is the significance of the opening invocation?
Milton invokes the heavenly muse, asking for divine inspiration to tell the story of humanity's fall. It connects the poem to classical epics like Homer's Iliad and Odyssey while giving it a Christian purpose.
What led to Satan's rebellion against God?
Satan's rebellion stems from pride, envy, and refusal to accept the Son's authority. He cannot bear anyone being placed above him.
How is hell described in the epic?
Hell is described as a fiery, chaotic, and desolate realm. Darkness visible. It reflects the inner torment, despair, and spiritual blindness of the fallen angels.
Who are the fallen angels and what is their role?
The fallen angels include Beelzebub, Moloch, Belial, Mammon, and others. They symbolize different political ideologies and flawed mindsets. Their council in Pandemonium mirrors human political debates.
What is the significance of Pandemonium?
Pandemonium is the capital of hell, created by the architect Mulciber. It symbolizes the deceptive grandeur of evil, impressive on the outside but hollow within.
How does Milton present God in the epic?
God is portrayed as all-knowing, just, and powerful. He allows Satan's rebellion and human disobedience to preserve free will, which is essential for true obedience and love.
Why is free will important in Paradise Lost?
Free will allows moral choice. Without free will, obedience would be meaningless. Adam and Eve fall because they choose disobedience, not because God predestined them to fail.
How does Milton depict Adam and Eve's relationship?
Their relationship is loving and harmonious, but hierarchical. Adam is intellectually superior, while Eve is emotionally intuitive. Their love becomes vulnerable when pride enters the relationship.
What role does Eve's beauty play in the epic?
Eve's beauty symbolizes divine creation, innocence, and harmony, but her vanity becomes a weakness exploited by Satan.
How does Satan tempt Eve?
Satan tempts Eve by appealing to her vanity, curiosity, and desire for knowledge. He takes the form of a serpent and convinces her that eating the fruit will make her godlike.
Why does Eve eat the forbidden fruit?
Eve eats the fruit out of curiosity, desire for wisdom, pride, and belief that God is restricting her potential.
Why does Adam eat the fruit if he knows it is wrong?
Adam eats the fruit out of love for Eve. He chooses to share her fate rather than obey God, prioritizing human love over divine command.
How does the fall change the relationship between Adam and Eve?
Their pure love turns into blame, anger, lack of trust, and guilt. They experience shame and emotional separation.
What punishment do Adam and Eve receive after the fall?
They are expelled from paradise, condemned to physical suffering, hard labor, and mortality. However, God also gives them hope of redemption through the coming of the greater man, Christ.
How is the Son of God portrayed?
The Son is obedient, compassionate, and self-sacrificing. He volunteers to redeem humanity, contrasting sharply with Satan's selfish ambition.
What is the role of Raphael in the epic?
Raphael serves as educator and messenger. He warns Adam about Satan, explains the war in heaven, and teaches him about obedience and free will.
What does the war in heaven symbolize?
It symbolizes the eternal struggle between pride and humility, rebellion and obedience, evil and good, themes central to human life.
Why is Satan called the Archfiend?
Satan is the leader of evil, deceiver of angels and humans, and the chief enemy of God's order. His intellect is great, but his moral vision is corrupted.
What is the symbolic meaning of the forbidden fruit?
The fruit represents knowledge, temptation, desire, and moral testing. Eating it breaks the bond between humans and divine law.
Why is Satan considered a tragic figure by some readers?
Satan has heroic qualities, courage, leadership, eloquence, but his pride destroys him. Like a tragic hero, he falls from greatness by his own flaw.
How does Milton use classical epic techniques?
Milton uses epic conventions like invocation of the muse, in medias res, epic similes, catalogues of warriors, elevated style, but he combines them with Christian theology to create a new kind of epic.
What is the theme of disobedience?
Disobedience is the root of the fall. Both angels and humans choose rebellion, showing how individual choice leads to cosmic consequences.
What does Satan mean by the mind is its own place?
He means that the mind can create its own heaven or hell. This line reveals Satan's psychological pride and refusal to admit defeat.
What role does temptation play in the epic?
Temptation tests free will. Satan tempts Eve through deceit, flattery, and false logic, revealing how moral weakness can distort truth.
How does Milton portray gender in Paradise Lost?
Milton reflects the 17th century patriarchal view, but also shows Eve's intelligence and independence. Gender roles become distorted after the fall.
How does nature react to the fall?
Nature becomes chaotic and corrupted, storms arise, animals become violent, and the harmony of paradise collapses.
What is the significance of Adam's vision of future events?
It shows the consequences of sin, but also the hope of salvation. Adam understands humanity's destiny and accepts God's justice.
Why is Paradise Lost considered a Christian epic?
It retells the biblical story of the fall, incorporates Christian theology, and emphasizes sin, redemption, obedience, and divine justice.
How does Milton balance sympathy between Satan and God?
Milton creates tension. Satan is charismatic and relatable, while God is distant yet just. This duality challenges readers to question morality.
What makes Paradise Lost timeless?
Its exploration of ambition, temptation, freedom, obedience, love, and loss connects with every generation. Its poetic language and cosmic scale are unmatched.
What message does Milton ultimately convey?
Milton teaches that true freedom comes from obedience to divine truth, and that despite humanity's fall, hope and redemption are always possible.
Thank you for walking with me through this world of words. If this video lit even a small spark of understanding or wonder in your heart, let that light travel further. Share it. Let others find it. And if you wish to keep turning pages with me, Do subscribe so we can continue our journey through stories, one beautiful chapter at a time.